Hello, my name is David, and this is my brand launch project presentation for the denim brand OKIO. Just a little bit of background, just a quick sentence. OKIO is rooted from Vietnam and is based in LA. It's a denim brand that's focused entirely on specific fits of denim, including, just different types of fits that may match someone's preference with that. Um, as a brand, we believe in longevity and quality, focusing on the experience that a person might have wearing our denim. And that is something as a brand that we hold pride in, and something that we highlight and showcase. We're all about individual expression, so that is kind of the main focal point. Is if our clothes can make a difference in how you feel, then yeah, it's cool. Um, so I started off with this project with a competitive analysis, just looking at different denim brands. Um, First, I analyzed OKIO, my brand of choice. Um, I generalized the target audience 13 to 38 years old. Basically, just the whole age range of Gen Z. Just a group of people that might be interested in streetwear, fashion focused, people that really care about the fit of their clothes and how they want to look in them. With variation, I said three, right in the middle. It is primarily a denim brand, a jean brand. So you're not gonna find like much hoodies or any of that on the website. Just mostly the jeans. Um, and so I would say variation with pants, amazing. But if you're looking for anything other than pants, then probably not. Affordability, prices have gone up, so I would say that that number has gone down a lot. It used to be a lot cheaper, um, you know, 2, 3 years ago, but that changed pretty fast. Promotion, I think I've stated this in quite a couple conversations, but when you look up the OKIO website, the second link after that website is going to be a Reddit post that asks if the brand is real. So OKIO doesn't have necessarily the best promotion or the best kind of like, it doesn't have much trust around it just because people don't know much about it. It is a smaller brand, but the customer support is on top. On the website, there are plenty of links. They promote their email everywhere. You can DM them on Instagram or any other socials that they might have. So it's pretty on top. Levi's, a more established brand, is gonna have kind of a higher number in all of these just because they've been established, so they're able to have a lot of variation within their brand. So that means they aren't just doing jeans, they're doing jackets, shirts, socks, shoes. Affordability, that usually varies, but Levi's is extremely accessible. You go walk into basically any convenient store in your area and you'll find a pair of Levi's that you could buy, and usually they're on sale, so it's pretty affordable. Promotion, again, established brand, and customer support, they're on top of it. They're a big brand, they have a lot of people working for them, so yeah. Another brand that I kind of chose that might fit more into the target audience of OKIO would also be Jumpsack. Variation for, at this moment, they only have one fit of jeans, different colorways, but one fit of jeans. That's all they focus on. And it is pretty expensive, but the promotional material and the consistent posts on social media kind of ups that. So their promotion is pretty on top, and customer support, they're pretty good with it, but they only have really the Instagram and whatever is promoted on their website, and the website, I'm pretty sure, is primarily on Shopify. So if you're having any issues with, let's say, shipping, that's gonna have to go through Shopify. And then the last one that I chose to compare to OKIO would be Butter Goods, which I feel has kind of the same vibe, kind of the same style of marketing, which is butter goods, and that kind of focuses on Gen Z as well. More so, skateboarders, you'll find it in skate shops all over Denver, all over the world, or not all over the world, but all over the country. But yeah, you'll find that you'll find them everywhere, and the variation is pretty good, especially when it comes to their denim. But their denim is they're all kind of the same fitting, so I rated it the same as OKIO. Affordability, definitely on the pricier side, especially for the target demographic or the target audience. Um, it's pretty expensive. Promotion, I would put it right at the middle. Not a lot of people really talk about it, but they do have a good amount of promotional content, even though it's quite limited to the skate community. So you'll find a lot of their clips on YouTube. So if you are in that community, you'll find it. But if you're not, you really have to dig. And customer support, I put it on the lower side. They're kind of like a mid tier brand. Like they're pretty big, so you can't like DM them or something. So you do have to wait for a response from them, from their email. So then I came up with this DSI, quality denim with a unique fit. That is OKIO's major selling point. That's why you would want to buy from them. Um, and yeah, they live up to that, and that's kind of what they pride themselves with. When it came to designing my logo, I started off with a circle, and I put another circle in the middle, and that circle is the sun. That's what that's the symbol I used for the sun for the brand, and I spaced everything out using that formula, and I created these guidelines. Everything in the logo was then, shortly after. Um, it follows those guidelines. It's created, thickened up the stroke, and I got these results, which is the emblem. The main focus of the logo was just balance, and just having everything flow and feel cohesive and simple enough, as well as just focusing on simplicity. There's the alternative logo with the alternative secondary color. Um, Another version of that, the horizontal um, logo, and the stack logo with the tagline. For the typography, for the display font, I primarily went with Epson's regular, at least for the type logo. Um, I, you know, with the values and principles of this brand, I felt like it kind of fit their whole vibe. The letters are very open, although the stroke isn't too thick. Um, it just kind of has this free flowing nature, and it's just kind of unserious, which, not in a bad way, but it works for the demographic and what the brand is trying to achieve. Um, and then for my secondary or like body copy font that I chose the Inter family. This is a more generalized sans serif font. Um, it's going to be a lot more consistent with its typography. You saw it in the beginning of the presentation. It has a cohesive look. It can be used in an expressive manner. It can be used in a formal manner. It's a very flexible font, and it kind of takes over what AppSans isn't able to necessarily do. So it's good to have both of them paired together so they can work together. For the color palette, I actually have four colors. So the black, the OKIO black, that's going to be the PMS 6 uncoated. All of these colors, apart from our off-white, is going to be a PMS color that's on uncoated paper, and it's gonna have a bluish hint, and it's primarily paired with the OKIO yellow, and so the black is gonna be primarily what's used for the emblem and the logo mark. It just has that contrast. It's not a pure black, so it's not that harsh on the eyes. The yellow is a toned down yellow, and it's primarily used for decoration. So in the guidelines, and I'll go over them. I'll go over them in a moment. You'll see that the yellow isn't used for the text, but more for the imagery. And then I have the secondary color, which can be used with the emblem and was used with the 2PMS logo. Um, and this is gonna be the reflex blue uncoated, and yeah, it just kind of has you know the warm tone that we're looking for, and it's using the elements that are listed in the logo um, that help define it, and that'll be explained in the guidelines. And then we have this off-white up in the top right corner, and that's primarily going to be used in the digital world, in a digital format. It's just to lessen the contrast, just so imagery isn't as harsh when looking at it through a screen. Um, we don't really want to use this color in print. We want to utilize the white of the paper, and assuming that this brand is going to be using uncoated paper, it's already going to have a texture and it's already going to have a color that kind of has an off-white tone, so it's not necessarily needed for anything that's going to be on print. This is the stationery, as you can see. As I mentioned before, you could see the blue is utilizing the white space from the paper. The business cards are made from bamboo stock, and it has a thicker feel to it. It's like cardstock, but a little bit more environmentally friendly. We have the stationery, which is focused all around, or the letterhead, which is simple, but it's focused around space. You don't want to throw too many assets in front of a person's face whenever they open this envelope and they're like, wow. We have the envelopes, and there's a commercial version for it as well, or not a commercial, a booklet version for it as well, just in case the brand wants to come out with any lookbooks or catalogs. So it's the OKIO individual hug in the envelope. It's pretty cute. Got some touch points, and my main focus was around the packaging itself. So how it's displayed here is how it's laid out. Is the customer is going to receive a thank you card, a couple stickers. They're going to receive this 140 GSM cotton bag. And the goal is basically just to make receiving a package an experience, and to make it, and to encourage that the person reuses the bag. And yeah. Over here, I have the guidelines, and I'm sure you'll look through them. I do have hyperlinks to make it easier to navigate, but yeah, these are going to be the guidelines where it explains the style choices in the logo, clear space, and just all the necessities that you might need whenever you're looking through it. It's gonna make me get out of here for a second. And then I also have the lookbook, which is right here. And this is gonna be a more stylized version of the brand identity. Just kind of, showing what type of imagery, overexposed photos, extremely playful graphics, down-to-earth imagery, how we want to showcase the product, a thank you to the community, and just showcasing how we use these assets and how they'll look out in the world. So yeah, thank you. This was the OKIO brand launch project.